Hello everyone and welcome back yet again. As you can see, I've worked on more of the armor set. I'm thinking I'm going to make it a whole set. And I'm starting with the belt. As you know, this is usually where I start because of is the connecting piece between the hip armor um, and the torso. So this is the center point. It's really a simple design, so the belt is, the simplest as can be, and I've decided to just, do a bit of a more complex clasp. The first idea was to just make it in an interesting, branch-like shape, like a tree. But in the end, I decided I'm going with something simpler, with something more. More symmetric, so it isn't as prevalent. I've also basically made studs for the belt. As you can see, I've copy pasted part of the belt, and I should have done this in the first place, but I got the idea later on. And this is just a simple extrusion tool after tessellation, and then I simply used another tessellation to make the studs come out. Set it up so that the rest of the belt is gone, so only the studs remain of this, and this is basically the whole thing. Not really much of complexity here because it's not the main part. Next thing that I did is I made a grid, and then I used the same extrusion as before for the wings. Only thing that happened is there's a bit of a there's a few extra stuff that I didn't get rid of, so next time I should probably at some point make sure I get rid of everything I don't need, and make sure that this actually fits the form I want before I thicken it. So this was something I had to deal with quite a bit, and I added in the end, after the first design, I decided to add some detail to the plate, which I'm already working on currently. So simplifying this would have actually helped a lot, but something I have to learn for later. I also used the shading domains to split the plate into two parts. For the final render at the end, this isn't important, but in general, this will help a lot with just setting up the whole clothing, the whole set. The front is actually rather simple. I got minor hiccup where at this point where I where some points were welded together that I didn't want welded, so that was something where I had to just look what happened. And right then, when I worked on the studs, on the studs on the fabric, the app crashed. This is why we have a this is why I have to redo the studs right here, because the app crashed, so I had to go back to actually making the studs. The rest was still there, so not much loss. What I also did is I copy pasted the front fabric for the back, simply because it was simply faster, and usually I make renders from the front so you don't see it, and I'm keeping it simple, so it's a mirrored version, slightly with minor differences. Studs are also there, and that's it. The next thing I did is I made a new set of chain links. In this case, it's actually just rings that I morphed a bit after looking at some simple adornment chains. And the actual interesting thing is the ornament that I used. This is a homage to one of the video games that I played quite a lot back in the day. This is a homage to the Elder Scrolls, to Morrowind. There is an artifact called Sun and Moon and Star. So this is what I was going for. I actually had a visual aid on the other monitor to help me with the idea. And after having to trick out around a bit and play around a bit, I actually got down to making this. It's not really, it looks a bit weird because at the end, at the beginning, it was really round and not really that well shaped, and I had to just try out how it works. So basically this is a lot of tessellation, this is a lot of extra adding lines, this is a lot of using the tools that I have at my disposal to actually get to the shape that I want. The moon was actually more of the problem, and I finally got to the point when I dissociated the points at the end of the moon, where I just got the pointy shape that I wanted. I copy pasted this as well, and then I sat down to make the bump lamp. As you can see right there, I'm also working on the base of the stats again, and I'm basically simplifying the model so that I just have the stats left that I then put in one big UV map. And this is the first version that I had, and I wasn't really happy with it, so I decided I want to go again and work alongside this. So what I did is I copy pasted the outer line of the wing, which was quite complicated because thickening this wasn't really working like I had hoped, so I had to manually do a lot of adjustment. Actually, I crammed 2.5 hours into this 10-minute video. This is why you can't really see any details right now. And this is basically a lot of just really welding lines and points together to fit this fit the edge around the shape of the wing, before I grabbed the tessellation tool and did extra lines in the actual model. So first I tessellated the edges to make more faces, and then I tessellated these faces to add the lines that go down the side plates. And this actually matches quite well with the armor, because it also has these extra lines that just run along it, and it accentuates the side even more. So this is what I was going for, a bit more accent, a bit more detail without being too intrusive in the whole thing. Yeah, the render is at the end, just a few more seconds, and this was actually really time consuming because I had to manually move all the after the extrusion I had to manually move everything to fit where it was supposed to go, and the perspective didn't really help here. So yeah, this was but it was an interesting piece of work, and I really like how it turned out. Well, that's it for today, guys. Stay healthy, stay safe, and hopefully see you guys around.